some light on this situation. Who's ready to rise and shine? It's your morning motivation time. Boom, baby, boom. Let's get it. There's the shine right there. There's the shine. And there's the rise. You know, it's sold separately. As they say in the streets, hustle sold separately, bruh. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, it's good to be alive. I love my life. Who else can say the same? Fuck, bro. I feel like a brand new baby. I really do. I feel like a whole awakening has risen from me. And something I couldn't see because I was so in my emotions. But as I've reached back to some of my friends and talked about my year-long depression, and how many people did I catch? Anybody? Catch some walkers loving their life? Probably not. But how many times have I done that, in my life where I felt some type of way, you know what I mean? And that's why it said, if you act off your emotions, you will lose every time. That's this time. When I was acting out of my emotions, I was so out of pocket. I could still feel it because there's a little truth in the sorrow, right? In the Greek tragedy, something's going to have to befall the hero. And much like everyone else, they don't want to earn it. Nah. They don't want to pay the price. Everybody wants the prize, but nobody wants to win or pay the price. And that's why I said nobody wants to build. It almost came out of me while I was trying to speak. Pay the price is what I'm, the euphemism, doing it and reaping it is exactly what it says. You reap what you sow. And there's a lot of people that act like they sewed their shit so tight. Hold up, I gotta show off the Saints brand shirt real quick because it's hot out. Yeah, let's go Saints brand. Let's go. So anyway, this thing's kind of coming off wrong, but we're gonna get this day started. Let me put my coat here because it's a nice sunny day, nice and warm. I'm already starting to sweat. People are walking their dog, and we're gonna get into this, shall we? Let's go. So, not for nothing, I walk away from other people just so I can have some privacy. And I would hope they do it for me too. And I would hope that they build their lives till it's what they wanted to see and put in the effort so they can see it. The thing that I see is that everybody's willing to put in emotional effort, like how much do I feel, instead of how much do I do. And that's a big difference between what you're feeling and what you're doing. And a lot of people over there talking about what they're doing, they're not actually doing it. And it was just so weird to me that, we're all gonna have some consequences for our actions. And even inaction is an action. It's almost like voting, right? It's a non-vote already, bro. You've already made your vote by not voting. You've already cast your consequence because of your actions. And even an inaction is an action. And a lot of us get stuck on that. And we're like, what do you mean? So you mean I'm digging my own hole right now? Yeah, bro. And you're the solo body in it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Preach. Tabernacle, you know about me. It's the reach, preach, and teach. Thank you for hitting the like button, E. But that's what we do in our heads. We want the reward, no consequences. We want the outcome, no risk. We want all that we want without it dropping off. And what's weird in our brains is like, I'm doing the research about dopamine, right? And us as creatures, we study other creatures, and they got these rats getting food, right? And they're tracking their brains, and they're just like, hey, shit, I'm getting food, right? Dopamine wears off, okay? Dopamine is the universal reward for survival. You would get a spike of the best drugs on earth through your own system to your own brain because you got to eat. That's right, every one of us probably fasting. And what's the best feeling in the world after you're hungry? Food. right? Life, sustainability. Hey, check it out. She's waving at me. Yes. So cool, UPS chick. And when we are getting our rewards, right? When we're getting our food, you know, that's what we end up doing. Merry Christmas. Yeah. We end up getting what we want, and it's supposed to satiate us. Well, unfortunately, satisfaction's not enough, right? Dopamine isn't enough. What is enough for us is going through the process of building it, right? That's how our brains work. We much rather earn it than be given it. It's almost like being a kid again, you know, when your parents were like, okay, we'll give you this puppy, but you're gonna have to fucking pick up after its shit. You know, like I know kids ain't even picking up after their shit in their own room, let alone a full animal and a dependent trying to take care of a dependent. How's that gonna work out? How is that in your right mind are you gonna make that work out? And it doesn't work. It doesn't work unless you work. Just like our dreams, just like our attitude, just like our mood, everything that we choose, it's all up to us. And if we want to choose good moods, shit, all of a sudden people are nicer in us in the lines, they let us cut in front of them, miracles happen, and then we get petty, right? Then we get bitter bitch face. And then it's like, I wonder why everybody's hating on me. I wonder why nobody wants to hang out with me. I wonder why I'm all alone. You have to ask yourself, every one of us, what's the thing that I did to get this result? And I don't think a lot of people calculate that, right? They just see results, act emotionally, and go with another emotion. And then we get cycled into something that I call, you know, a downward spiral of, I'm looking for joy, I can't find joy. I'm looking for something outside of me, but I dare look what's inside of me. I dare look at what I've actually done to get what has happened. And that was something that was just like, whoa, no fucking way. So you're telling me, right? Like I'm dating single moms because I'm trying to fix my mom, right? I'm staying at my mom's house for this year on the couch because I don't want her to be alone. Are you telling me that I might actually have codependency issues? Okay, work, I see you. I see me in the work. I see what it takes and going like, is that what's really happening? Can I have enough self-awareness to psychoanalyze myself and say, this is the actions that I took. This is the reason why I took these actions. And this is the reason why it happened that way. A lot of us are saying, not then, why is this happening to me? Yeah. Case in point is you made an action and a reaction happened. You're a chemical balance. And if your chemical balance ain't right in your head, odds are you probably threw it off. You don't go to a baby and go, is he addicted yet? No. I've been studying addiction for the past, well, since my dad was an alcoholic. But anyway, so besides for me starting Saints Addiction, it was all about desire and motivation. That's what addiction is. If you feel that there's a reward, a sensation, right? A feeling that you're gonna get. Oh, reliable, as soon as I snort this Coke, I'm gonna feel like this. And they put cocaine in these animals. Yeah, they actually trickled cocaine into the system of all our brains, put some blue dye into our veins, and tracked what would light up our area. And what ended up happening is you get stale, right? Hear me now, feel me now. So Neil Armstrong, right? Greatest human being of all time, goes into the NASA, walks the moon, right? Let me light this blunt with you. When he comes back, bro, there's nothing in his life that's gonna reach that top pinnacle moment, that dopamine rush of being the first man to walk on the moon. They asked him how he felt. He's like, I don't know. We were just there, you know? I'm just there. I didn't even have any feelings. I'm so satiated by the dopamine, which is also a pain neural blocker. That's why we like BDSM, is because as soon as we get hit, we get a relief of feelings, right? So as soon as we get our hit, crack, coke, sex, then we get this release that says you have been satisfied. You have officially hit another dopamine level, and nothing's better than that feeling. That's the way our brains work. But when you're Neil Armstrong, you come back and there are no more moonwalks. All of a sudden, you develop a drinking habit. You go through 2 different marriages, and you go to an insane asylum. They don't talk about our heroes like that. But I was like, yeah, that sounds about right, man. We want to see all these people. My grandma was on the couch and I picked up my aunt last night for Christmas. She was like, what kind of problems he got? Totally insensitive, but that's my grandma. What kind of problems he got? It's Twitch. He's on the show, Ella DeGeneres show. What kind of problem he got? He ain't got no problems. And it was just like, if he's human, he's got issues. And if he left a note, he explained it. And just because you believe his life is shiny doesn't mean it's all shiny. Just like I posted the other day, you look at all these people, Anthony Bourdain, Robin Williams, the black girl that killed herself, the Miss America pageant. You're like, you're supposed to be happy. And all these people are smiling, Twitch too. And it's like, it's not enough to be happy. That's not what stops you. It's not the dopamine rush that stops you. It's finding purpose in life. And that's something that they're not going to give you or sell you at all. As long as you're chasing someone else's purpose and buying someone else's product, that means you're not living your life. And it was just so interesting to me that everybody wants to live someone else's life. We want to jump into this meta world, watch someone else scuba dive with the sharks, but we're never going to put our tippy toe inside of a snorkel, and we wonder why we're not living. It makes me so sad, because I'll watch some stuff, like my friend showed some stuff in Nepal and shit, and all these beautiful temples, and I'm like, why haven't I seen those with my own eyes? I have to ask myself, I have to realize what is really happening. What are the choices that I'm making? We talked about this yesterday as a psychology major. You know, when you're looking at yourself and you're going like, look, I need to figure out what's my purpose and why am I doing it. That only happens from sitting still, being calm enough to have conversations with your own brain, being sober enough that your brain has conversations back with you. One of the things that I got from sobriety wasn't just my health, wasn't just my wealth, wasn't just my freedom. It was my ability to actually think. And I was just like, wow, I didn't know it was so chaotic. I didn't know I was being that way. And it really, truthfully, I didn't know, because I'm emotional, just like you. I'm so emotional that if I see a picture, boom, it's triggered me. Now I'm way more susceptible to being back in cyclical fucking addiction cycles, because I seek, right? I'm seeking instead of finding, right? I'm looking instead of reflecting, right? And it's always an external source. Maybe it's the next girl I sleep with. Maybe it's the next business I start. Maybe it's around this bend, instead of me bending and being able to reflect. Didn't I just walk away from this, dude? Let me walk away from this fool again. Hold up. Everybody wants to be on the show. Let's go. So this is stuff I've been studying, y'all, and it was just so amazing to hear it from real doctors and real science, to see our brains from this new, the most illicit drug out there on the market. And it's so hard to track, because it ain't like fentanyl. It's not something that people sneak into bags and cross borders in their backpacks. It's dopamine. It's literally on your phone right now. It's the idea, what did he call it? A post-stimulus response. It's literally that we think something else is going to happen. It's the next thing that we flick to. It's not the thing that we're watching and attaining. It's this desire for next. And if you are getting on the next train, if you're a flipper, if you're a finger flicker, if you finger fuck your phone every day, finger banging the shit out of your phone, guess what it is, yo? You're susceptible to addiction too. Just like that. I lost the 2 followers that were listening right there. You know, people aren't going to stick around like that. They don't have the attention span. They're not going to want to actually sit there and reflect. They're going to want another hit. And you're like, but you're not sober yet. I don't care. I need to maintain this plateau. And it's like, but you're plateauing. No shit, bro. No shit, bro. Can't you see the private jets flying over you? You know, can't you see yourself going in the cyclical behavior? Can you see yourself actually doing the thing, or do you just fantasize about it? They say that we are, Earl Nightingale, we're a sum of what we think about, right? If the brain thinks about it, the brain achieves it. How many of us are putting that kind of brain power into what we want, right? Instead of what we need, right? There's so many things that our brain will find. Ooh, I want $1 million right off the bat. Think that'll fix everything. Really? How about I want emotional stability? If I don't have emotional stability coming with the same package, it's like giving a fucking NBA star a bunch of money. Give him an accountant with that money, bro. Give him a philosopher with that money. Get him a coach and a mentor. That's what it's going to take to guide us away from ourselves. What's the NBA player that spent $2 million on a Porsche to flex, and the other NBA player doesn't spend any money? He wears only the free clothes that the team gives him. Plastic pocket challenge. Why is it always the end of the gummies? How does that not make it into the trash? What kind of parents are giving these kids this kind of shit? But that was it. Is that kind of work? The work usually only comes when there's a reward, right? The addiction gets you the motivation. You're telling yourself that you're going to get a rush of dopamine for the secret prize behind door number 3. And because we've already seen number 1 and it flatlined our dopamine levels, and we know it's between either door number 2 or 3, we stay excited. We stay excited because we don't know what's about to happen, and it's dripping in dopamine. What's really weird is that you got a better chance of getting hit by a car on your way to buying the lottery ticket than actually winning the lottery ticket you just bought. But that's the human condition. We believe that we are inherently lucky. Nobody else that plays the game today at the wherever you are, snow park or what do they call it, county fair, and you're going into the game and you're going to, I don't know, toss a ring on a bottle or something. More plastic pocket challenge, y'all. More plastic pocket challenge. How's this possible? Who eats a whole Pop-Tart and misses 10 yards away, 20 yards away, the trash can? I can't even right now. I can't even. So, you know, the effort is correlatable, bro. You know, your effort that you put in is correlated to what life is giving out. And that means it's a direct correlation. They're not separate, you know. What's the word when things are separate? Oh man, I'm smoking weed. I already forgot all my psychology knowledge, but there's a word for it. And what's really weird is there's also a reward for it. Our brains are only triggered by rewards and stimulus, and we have maxed out our capacity for dopamine. We have maxed out the ability for us to think clearly because we fill it with other things of pleasure. We start rewriting the reward pathways in our brain. That's why everybody's so knocking the porn game, is because there's like, you now are an instant gratification person. You now have your first taste of addiction. Most people think of syringes and heroin. They don't think of anger. They don't think of food. They don't think of even sex as an addiction, but it's there. It's there waving at all of us. That's why they say don't be following these thirst traps on Instagram, because now it triggers you to want porn, and then you go into porn, and now you're seeking all these females that are just images. The true hard part is to get real contact. I went to the Trader Joe's the other day, and within 5 minutes I was getting hit on just to hang out and see my buddy. It was crazy the amount of pussy that was coming my way. Crazy. But that's the real life stuff. You can't trump affection, or not affection, attention. I'm thinking affection, attention, but attraction. What you're attracted to trumps everything that you thought you were into, right? You're like, oh man, I'm gonna just date basketball players, tall guys, and this other guy creeps up, gets in, and you're like, how did that happen? Attraction, bro. Biology is going to dictate philosophy. The thing that really happens is the thing that you really wanted. You go after it. It pulls us. Like any other addiction, it calls your name. Starts whispering from the closet. Like my friend says, sometimes I got to wear this outfit. It'll call me from the closet. It'll be like, it's time for you to wear me again. You're like, okay, bitch, okay. I'm listening. And And the whispers are so strong. You know, serotonin, again, is not like a drug. It's not like something you packed up, put in your mouth like a snooze. It's not like something you rolled up, chopped up, and snorted or smoked. It's none of that. It's inside of us, and it's extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. One of the hardest things to do is to take away your happiness. You're going to want to maintain happiness. My ex, she's delusional like all women. Oh, I just want to be happy. It's sustainable, right? Like, you're over here sitting here. What are you going to do the days it's not happy? What is your reinforcements for unhappy days? Because days rain. Where I'm living in Las Vegas, over here in Boulder City, they have the backstop, and on the wall says free beer any day the sun doesn't shine in Boulder City. How many days do you think they give away a free beer? 1 or 2 a day? I mean, a year? 1 or 2 days out of the year, out of 365 days? They know what they're doing. It's an advertisement. The truth is that one day it is going to rain, and it ain't going to be beer that's going to save you. It's so weird for us to want to maintain something like dopamine or happy or feel good shit, because if you don't know the darkness, there's no way you know the light. There's no baseline for you to base it off of. You know, if you don't create your own happiness, rich, realizing I create my own happiness, then I'm going to forever seek it from someone else, blame someone else for not having it, mad at the drugs, mad at the boyfriend, mad at the world because I'm not happy. Like somebody owes me that. Like as if some other people have it all the time. What a novel concept. Try telling that to people in like Burma or Bangladesh. Oh, there's 12 dudes, 1 latrine, 1 small room, and no girlfriends here, and you guys work 18 hours a day. But just maintain happiness. You know, what a novel concept. Most people just wanted to survive, procreate, and hope sure that their kids make it better than they did. It's not asking. That's all I get to ask for. You know, the moment I start demanding, right? The moment I start getting entitled, I devalue myself. I devalue the other things that really do matter to me. I remember all I ever wanted was to own my own business, bro. The wife and kids was always a cherry on top. I was building a business so that one day I could raise my own kids. And not through no fucking babysitter or pay someone else to raise my children so they can end up acting like them and believing what they believe. Fuck that. I wanted to spend all my time with my kids. And as I started dating, I realized there's a lot of chicks that got kids. And they're of the notion that don't matter. So what? Because I got kids? Just because I got kids? Just because you got kids? No. We're just mammals, bro. Trying to raise up on this planet that just so happens to have sun, oxygen, and water, right? That's what's going to keep me sufficed. I'm lucky to even eat every day. I'm not in Bangladesh working as a slave. Literally slavery. Currently, there's slavery going on. And that's what ends up happening, right? We end up freezing ourselves in a world that we think everything's happy and everything's always winning and it's always money. So are you completely flatlined when you don't have money? It's so funny. It's just like the chick said it herself. She said, my dad was a 1%er, but my mom built him. You know, nobody wants to build anymore. They just want to attain, right? They just want to give it to me. Give me the house complete. Well, what joy is it? To what end is a completed house? You're going to do no renovations? You're going to add a pedestrian walkway on your garage? You're going to put a little fire pit? Are we doing gazebos? Of course you're going to try to do something to your house because you want to feel like it's your house that you added to it. But did you build it? Probably not. And that's why you're paying for it. There it is. And you're like, oh shit, so the things I can't do myself, I pay for? Yeah, bro. And I don't think women get that concept and accountability. They want somebody else to pay for it. Pay for my kid, pay for their meals, pay for my meal, pay for my travel, pay for my nails, pay for this, pay for that. And you're like, bro, who handles that when I'm not around? Just straight up. If it's not your job to clean or cook, who cleans and cooks for you? Every human on this planet makes about, what they said, 5 pounds of trash every day? Individually. You know, not talking about businesses separately. I'm talking about individual people. How many times have you made trash and didn't clean it up? Who cleans up after you at your home? Does someone else wipe your ass? And that's the question of life. You know, is life my responsibility? It absolutely is, dude. Your decisions are your responsibility because you're the only one that's going to live the consequences. Whether you think you're getting away with it or not, whatever you do in the dark comes out in the light. And that's all of us. So you can wave me, trade me, kill my baby, karma, bitch. No matter what, it's still karma, bitch. Like you still gotta be you. The one that couldn't make yourself happy. So I couldn't make you happy. Now it's back on you and you're like, you just taught me the best lesson ever, that I'm supposed to teach myself happiness. Dude, no, the best lesson ever is actually being able to do it. Without drugs, without a crutch, without an excuse. And that's on my heart from the start. That's Saints brand right there, bro. That's the real light. It was just like, oh shit. So you're telling me, Saint, the reason you got power and you're on a YouTuber is because you've endured more than most? You've been through South Korean prison, you've been through homelessness, and now you've been through an unwanted abortion, and you're still standing here, still strong, still smiling? That's where the energy comes from, bro. I endured. You don't want to be me. You don't want the 1,000-yard stare. You don't want to look like, you don't want to have the PTSD of not wanting to be touched. You don't want to have the wilding out when somebody says something to you wrong and you don't feel like you're treating yourself like a prison animal instead of a empathetic person. You don't want that. You don't want this smoke. As we say in the hood, you don't want this smoke. You don't want to catch a fade, and you definitely don't want to catch a brick. It's your life. Live with your mood. You know, you live with your mood. You choose it too. If you want to bitch out everybody and blame everybody else, you want to live in a world where you're the victim, then you don't put yourself in a prime situation to be the hero. You know, you ain't saving yourself. And that's what ends up happening is we could be saving ourselves. Instead of blaming each other or blaming ourselves, we could be saving ourselves and send ourselves a nice little peace offering this Christmas and say, you know what you deserve? You deserve the gift of life. And that right there is in itself is the gift. How many women are saying I need to put myself under the tree and tell my kids that I'm a gift? So true, bro. So true. And same for them. It's all the people that are around the tree, not what's under the tree. The gift is our connection. The gift is life. And if you can be grateful for that, I mean on the basics, bro, like you can walk, talk, breathe, chew gum, eat what you want, drink water, you're not in Bangladesh. That kind of attitude right there is what I want. When he was saying he had these two similar players, right? And one of them, he said, they all go out at night, but they all stay up till about 2 o'clock in the morning, go out to the club and party. He said, you know what happens to the guy? He comes back. Dude, he hits for all the points. He does great. He said, that's not what I'm worried about. He said, I'm worried about leadership because that guy, even though he went out and even though he scored all those points, he took 8 other players with him and they play like shit. That's what it is. You want the guy that's reinforcing the good habits. You want to be the person that gives yourself good habits. You want to get Saints addiction, I promise you. Because if it's just the addiction by itself, addiction brand, Saints addiction brand, you know what I'm saying? You got to add that Saints to it. You got to find a way to light up the darkness that all of us live in, you know, at night, at night. At night, it gets dark, but during the day, it shines. I want people to be able to find that shine inside of themselves instead of keep looking for it externally or hope someone else is going to fix them or someone else is going to save them from their consequences. There is no one else, only you. Only me in my own prison cell, and I had to realize that. My decisions got me there, and they only affected me. If you want to affect yourself, make better decisions. Choose better habits. Now you got Saints addiction. On my heart from the start. It's your boy Marky Saint. Saints brand, baby. Boom, baby, boom. When you're ready to shine, Get yourself a brand that gives 100% to Saints Giving. 100% of the proceeds are going just to feeding the homeless and getting people back on their feet. That's who we're here to help. We're here to help the people that everyone else says is a lost cause. Black Sheep's welcome. It's your boy Marky saying peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever, Venus. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.